Hello everybody, John R. Hand here, and currently I am somewhere in the Ozark Mountains on a little vacation. A very beautiful countryside here. It's very picturesque. I'm on a cliff overlooking some pasture and grazing land and some beautiful stuff here you can see in the background. I think you can maybe hear the cows mooing. I just wanted to let you know that my early films, Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare and Scars of Youth, are now available through Amazon Video. They're available for purchase or rent, and then if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually just stream them for free. So just sign into your Amazon Prime service and watch them and rate them and review them and all the rest. I got the films on Amazon through the Amazon Video Direct service, and I'd like to talk a little bit about my experiences with that, because it was a bit of a rough road getting them both there. Amazon Video Direct is a service that allows individuals and businesses to upload videos to Amazon and sell them through Amazon, and it's been kind of billed as a YouTube competitor, but it really feels more like a YouTube Red or a Netflix or a Hulu competitor. It's geared toward individuals with long-form videos, filmmakers, people who are making television series and just long-form stuff. And it allows you to post it. So if you're doing, like, you know, Let's Play, if you're playing games and or doing quick review videos, you know, you can maybe get them on to Amazon through Amazon Video Direct. But again, you know, if you have some independent films, if you got a little movie that's a few years old, get it up on Amazon Video Direct. I mean, the royalty rates, nothing special at this point, but it's an interesting service. It's just an interesting thing to kind of play around with, and I'm always interested to kind of get a little bit of insight into the machine that is Amazon, you know, all the moving parts, the different geographical regions, different geos, and it's very interesting seeing your movie in all these different areas. So the process is not immediate. It's not a YouTube competitor in the sense that you just post your video and up it goes immediately. Your submissions are being vetted by either software algorithms or real life editors, or a combination of both, probably a combination of both. And I mean, anyone who has posted anything on the IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, before, anybody who used to go through that process, you know, years ago you'd post a title. If you could somehow get your movie or your submissions on the Internet Movie Database, you know, you'd have a turnaround time of like a week to do that. You know, it was long. And now the Internet Movie Database turnaround is like, you know, 48 hours to, you know, 24 hours or less. You know, it's super fast. But Amazon Video Direct, the turnaround time is around 3 to 5 business days. It's been quoted online between 3 to 5 business days, and in my experience, yeah, it's been about 3 to 5 business days for each of these titles to get stuff up. So you're going to want to budget like a week at least, to, you know, a week to a week and a half, depending upon if they reject your some of your assets, the stuff that you upload, the video and audio content. To go and redo stuff. I mean, I didn't think I was going to have to redo much, but I actually did. So we'll start to talk about Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare. First of all, what you need to get on Amazon Video Direct is you need an HD copy of your movie, you need closed captions, and you need cover images. You need basically a portrait poster, you need a landscape poster, and you need like a background. So these are all the video elements that show up in the Amazon pages, the Amazon video listings for your movie. So, and then of course you need all the text-based stuff. You need the synopsis, you need the characters, the directors, you know, all that stuff. With Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare, it was the film was finished in standard definition. I mean, most of the film was shot in Super 8, but it was transferred to video in standard definition, and then I did video stuff, which was standard definition, and then I did a lot of weird post-production effects and all the stuff. So it was a standard definition thing. It was standard definition in 4:3, but then years ago I did make a 16:9 version of the thing. I cropped it to 16:9, and that was the version that I wanted to put on Amazon Video Direct. So, you know, because there's never going to be an HD version of it, I did use a program to up-res it. There's a few programs. At first I tried to do it straight out of Final Cut Pro 10, and I didn't like the look of it. And it had some kind of weird stuttering effect with the video. I think it was the frame rate. And so I found this program. I believe it's called Xmedia Recode, which is a cool program. There's many programs. I mean, I even tried Apple Compressor, and that didn't work very well. But this Xmedia Recode, which is a Windows program, it got me a really nice HD version of Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare. If you watch it on Amazon on Prime streaming, I mean, it does look beautiful. It has the grain and texture of the original Super 8 standard definition code. That was fine. And Xmedia Recode gave me a .m4v version of the thing. It's basically an MP4. I just renamed it to .mp4. There were no problems with that. And then I submitted the captions, the subtitles. I'd done the subtitles for it years ago. I just cleaned the subtitles up a little bit. No big deal with that. And the trailer. Oh, you also need a trailer as well. So submitted all that. The first thing after I submitted it, for about 3 hours after I submitted it, I got an error message, because when you publish a title, what happens is it starts publishing, and then it'll give you a little red dot if there's an error. Ooh, and you go, whew, red. You know, Amazon doesn't send you an email. They don't. It's very unfriendly, user unfriendly, you know. But I mean, again, anyone who's ever had to deal with, like, you know, internal back-end tools, this is what the Amazon Video Direct feels like. It's not a touchy-feely YouTube or Vimeo experience with uploading video. No, this feels like back-end, like, you know, just bare bones stuff. This is what this is. Very user unfriendly. You just basically keep having to refresh your Amazon Video Direct page, and you just refresh and you refresh it, and then you come back another few hours and keep refreshing, and then you get an error. But to Amazon's credit, it seems like the first error that I got was with the trailer. I had made a kind of a newish version of the trailer, and I had exported out using the HD 1080p preset in Final Cut Pro 10, and it tells me, oops, and it exported as H.264, which Amazon Video Direct does support, but it exported as a QuickTime movie. And Amazon Video Direct does not support H.264 as a QuickTime .mov file. It has to be a .mp4. So I threw it into Handbrake, which is an MP4 encoder, and quickly made one. Later on I realized I could have just used this software called MP4 Tools. I could have used a simple open source program to basically wrap my QuickTime movie into an MP4, but anyway, just did a re-encode and slapped it on, hit publish again, and it started churning. It churned for about a day, and it came back. It rejected my poster art. Now, this is another problem with Amazon Video Direct, is you'll get rejected, but it doesn't really tell you exactly what it rejected. It says, you know, something about insufficient poster art or something, it didn't meet our quality standards or something. And you're kind of like, well, okay, which poster did you not like? Because you've got the portrait, you've got the landscape, and then you've got the background. Well, which one wasn't, failed QA? They don't tell you. You don't really know. So, and my poster art, well, the portrait, the main cover art, and the landscape art were different. They were a little different. And so I was like, okay, I'll I'll re-upload with the same art. And the art that's actually on there, because Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare a number of years ago actually was on Amazon Video Streaming. It actually did through Unearthed Films and their connections. So I'll have the same art that's currently on the Amazon Video Streaming page, which is, by the way, dormant right now. It says unavailable. But I'll have that same cover art, and then I'll upload a portrait version of it, and it rejected that as well. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand what's going on. There's nothing wrong with this cover art. They're very specific about this cover art. The title has to be legible. It can't look crappy. Basically, if anything is out of order and unprofessional, it's getting rejected. So now I'm like, what is going on? So I got paranoid. I got nervous. I'm like, let me redo the cover art. Let's do something simple. Red on white with a drop shadow. I put the apostrophe in Frankenstein. I was being a good boy. I wanted to be a good boy and cross all my I's and dot my T's and do all that type of stuff. I was trying to be good. And they accepted it. And then it was about, again, it was about 15 hours after I submitted the corrected cover art that they accepted. So it was about a 4-day ordeal last week. Scars of Youth was a little bit easier. Scars of Youth, the first error message that I got was about the subtitles, or the captions. And I thought, oh my God, because I have heard people complaining about the captions, the subtitles, that they're very strict about that. But what happened is I actually accidentally uploaded the Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare subtitles for the Scars of Youth title. So I was like, okay. I just uploaded the correct Scars of Youth subtitles, and even by then I'd gotten paranoid. I'd gone back. I'm like, I don't want the cover art to be rejected, so I redid the Scars of Youth cover art, so it's got a huge Scars of Youth. The title is huge, and there's no ambiguity that this is Scars of Youth. So as I said, about 20 hours after I submitted the correct subtitle file for Scars of Youth, it's up on Amazon Streaming, and it was up in every country except Japan. And Japan gave me this really vague. It said that it had been rejected by the Japan marketplace for some content related reason. And I was like searching. I was like, why would it be rejected by Japan? Because I mean, I think culturally, I think Japan is probably one of the few countries which could really get Scars of Youth, which could really understand this movie. And then, after about an hour of just thinking about it, I realized the Scars of Youth does have a couple of scenes of frontal nudity. And in Japan, that is frontal nudity is a very, I mean, they don't even care about female breasts really, but full frontal nudity that is not mosaiced, because they basically mosaic people's genitals in Japan. And that's, I'm almost 90% sure that's why I got rejected. So I'm sure in Japan, the editors or the algorithms or somehow somebody was scanning all this content because of the legal restrictions in that specific country. So again, it's something because it seems like the different geos, the different Amazon geos, the different regions, they have different demands, and they're scanning these things in different ways. And even when you go to the pages, they look a little bit different. There's different stuff going on. So it's very interesting. So again, I'm almost sure that that's why it was rejected, that there was some automatic image scanning algorithm, or more likely some just editor just scanning through this film at 5x you know, certain things, oh, we got to reject it, so it can't play in Japan, unfortunately. So I don't feel like making a Japan specific version of Scars of Youth, so though I guess I could publish it as a different version and then pixelate it and do that. I'm not sure if that would specifically be allowed, because it feels like this film would do well in Japan, but I don't know, maybe not. So anyway, there it is. So far, my experience with Amazon Video Direct has been interesting. It's a slow process to get a title published, because when you think in YouTube terms of getting published, you think of something being, you know, within minutes, you know, after it's processed immediately and it gets up. No, this is Amazon Video Direct. This stuff is being vetted by, again, automatic algorithms or editors. I would budget at least a week, if not a week and a half, to get your stuff on there. It really is going to, at this point, I budget that. It may get better, because I mean, because there have been a lot of complaints as far as news shows, people doing timely content. You know, they're missing the boat if they've got to wait a week to get their stuff actually available to people. So at this point, it's not really a service for that kind of content. It's a service for movies and shows and series and episodic stuff. And but I think an interesting thing for an independent filmmaker who wants to get their work kind of out there on a large marketplace such as Amazon, to go for it. And it's difficult also to find this stuff. I mean, I think I think a lot of that has to do with Amazon's algorithms and stuff. Frankenstein's Bloody Nightmare was already released on DVD. It was already on Amazon streaming for a time, so it's a little bit easier to find it. But Scars of Youth just seems to be buried. It seems to be buried there in the nether regions of the mosaic nether regions of Amazon at this point. So there it is, a fun time. And if you're an independent filmmaker, or if you got some old short films or some stuff with some value, yeah, you might want to consider, you know, throwing it up there on Amazon Video Direct and seeing what reaction everybody has. It's definitely one of the more interesting services to come along.